2021 is officially over and we are at the start of 2022. I am super excited about all the new tech that's most likely going to come out this year, but we know that January tends to be a little bit of the lull because, we're waiting, right? September and October are like huge months for tech. And there's been a pretty interesting discussion going on about the state of tech. It's kind of at a stalemate, so to speak, because most of the products that you buy, they're actually pretty good. With that being the case, most people are not upgrading their tech probably as often as they used to. And so I wanted to take an opportunity in today's video to talk about some of the tech that I purchased over the last year or so that I'm probably gonna still use in 2022 unless somebody convinces me otherwise. So without further ado, let's talk about it. Let's jump in and talk about the top 5 tech items I bought in 2021 that are going to be good in 2022. All right, first up, let's talk about AirPods Pro. Now, it's interesting because I know this wasn't released in 2021. Matter of fact, it came out, I believe, in 2019. So, these AirPods are pretty old, especially in terms of technology. And when Apple released AirPods 3 at the end of last year, people kind of gravitated to it, but I didn't feel the need to gravitate to it because I had AirPods Pro. Now, I know in AirPods 3, you got the similar design, you got more battery life than the typical AirPods, but the AirPods Pro were just so good and for its time, they were so ahead of its time that even in 2022 and until Apple releases probably an AirPods Pro 2, I don't see myself replacing these with at least another version of AirPods. Now, I think the big thing that sets these apart is the noise canceling. They're really good on these and they're very comfortable to wear for long periods of time. I know the new redesign, like I said, mimics a lot of what was done originally with the AirPods Pro, but I just feel like these have aged really, really well, and I'll probably continue to use them for the foreseeable future. But even with that being the case, I am primarily an Android user. And unfortunately, when you try to use AirPods Pro on an Android device, you lose a lot of the functionality. So one thing that I did purchase last year in 2021 that has actually proven to be quite helpful and useful is Google Pixel Buds. These are the A series of the Pixel Buds that came out at the beginning of last year, and I found these to be incredibly useful. They pair very nicely with Pixel devices and Android devices in general. But yeah, Google Assistant is probably the best digital assistant out there, and the fact that it's included in the Pixel Buds A series, in addition to them making all of these improvements from the previous versions that made them more comfortable, I find myself gravitating to these more and using them for everyday activities, like when I'm out and about. And then usually when I'm home and using either my iMac or my MacBook Pro or any Apple device, even my iPhone, then I'll reach for the AirPods Pro. But these are typically my go-to. I use these quite often. So I don't plan on replacing these unless Google comes out with another version that's not an A series, maybe one that includes automatic noise cancellation. So don't have high hopes for that, but we'll see. Maybe Google will surprise me and then I'll purchase another set. So another thing that I purchased this year, and this is not something that's going to appeal to a huge market of people or a ton of people, but getting into YouTube and learning different aspects of videography and just creating, I picked up the DJI Mini SC. Now, I don't know if too many people knew about this version of this drone because it kind of was released very silently. It was rumored for a little bit of time that this would be coming out, but I didn't really see a lot of buzz around it when it was released. And if you're not familiar with what this is, it is pretty much a rebranded version of the Mini 2, I believe. Yeah, I may have to research that, but it's a rebranded version. I know it is an improvement upon the original Mini, and it's cheaper. This one came in for around 300 bucks. And so far in my using it, I've really been enjoying it. It flies really, really well. It takes pretty good video. I believe it records up to 2.7K or 2K video, and I've just really been having a good time using it. So I don't think drones are something that get replaced as often as like your cell phone or most tech that's on a yearly cycle, but I'm glad that I added this to my arsenal. I'm still figuring out how to use it, and I'll probably continue using that throughout the rest of the year. Okay, and I am sorry if you have been watching my videos for a while and I continue to talk about this phone, but this has been my phone of choice since it came out. I've just been an avid Pixel user for probably the past few years now and have purchased a good majority of them. Yeah, Google Pixel 6 Pro. This is a really good device, and you can't really argue with the price tag. I think that's what makes it so good, and I've done a couple of reviews about it so well where I go over some of the features, some of the things I like and I don't like, but Google released their own version of their SoC this year, and I think it really helped with a lot of things that people wanted out of a Pixel device that we ended up getting in this phone. So probably until the Google Pixel 7 comes out, I'm most likely not going to look at upgrading or changing this device unless something just comes, you know, out of the clear blue that just blows it out the water. But yeah, Google Pixel 6 Pro, I'm going to continue to use that in 2022. While I'm at it, I just want to know, let me know what tech you've been using that you're probably not going to replace this year because it's just so gosh darn good that you really don't feel a need to replace it. Drop that down in the comments. I'd be curious to know what people are using. I might even pick some of that stuff up throughout the course of this year as well. And the last thing I want to talk about that I got this year that, oh my goodness, I love this thing. Oh, I didn't clean that off. Oh, bummer. MacBook Pro Max, I believe is how you say it. I'm not entirely sure how you say it, but these were the new MacBooks that came out in, I believe, November. And since I've been using it, I've been really enjoying it. It's very, very fast. It's great for editing video, pretty much all the things that I need to do for YouTube. And I know there's rumors about an M2 chip coming to the MacBook Pros, and new versions of Macs get released all the time, but I love like the size of this thing. I love the fact that it's very thin. The screen is excellent. Not really a fan of the bezel on it, but I mean, hey, that's like what you get with almost most of your Apple products, right? It's just kind of become iconic for their products, but I've really been enjoying this. And the nice thing about Apple products is they last for quite some time. I mean, I'm still carrying around an iPhone 10, waiting on the iPhone 14. That one I will probably upgrade this year, but yeah, Apple products tend to last for quite some time. They run really, really well. So this will probably be another device that I'll stick with throughout 2022 and most likely will not end up replacing. So there you have it. Those are my top 5 devices that I've been using throughout 2021 that I'm most likely going to continue to use through 2022. I am very excited for new tech that's going to come out this year, and just to see what gets released. I'm going to keep my eyes open and hopefully I'll cover more of it on this channel. But once again, let me know down in the comments, do you agree with some of my choices? Do you think I should upgrade some of the things that I'm using? And if so, what should I upgrade to? But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. As always, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I come out with a new video. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. I always do this thing where I reach for the camera, but it's just too far, so can't do that.